Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video, yet somewhat embarrassed. And I will just note, we're entering a judgment-free zone here. Today I am sharing with you the current oldest products in my makeup collection. And I really tried to limit it to, like, I was trying to decide, do I want to do like the top 10 oldest? But then some I was like, I'm like a little bit dicey on like when these exactly entered my collection. Like we're guessing just a little bit. But all of the products that I will be sharing with you guys today are at least 5 years old, if not more than 5 years old. I first filmed this video back in 2018 or 2019, and it was my first collab I ever did. I did it with Emily from Emily and Max, and I haven't gone back to watch that video, but I do want to go back to watch that video. So I'll leave that link down below, as well as Emily's channel. You guys know I love Emily, and I remember when I got to meet her this past December, I remember thinking about when we did the collab and just what a surreal moment it was to meet her in Vegas and be like, wow, I like literally never thought I would meet someone off the internet in person, and yet here we are. So all that to say, I'm updating this, and I didn't want to go back and watch that right away because I didn't want to see how many products were the same. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait, but after filming and editing this, I'm going to go back and watch that video. So all that will be in the description box if you are wanting to see what makeup products are crusty, dusty, and old in my makeup collection. Stay tuned. First, if you haven't yet, to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, before we get too far in, I just want to let you guys know the only makeup category that I did not include in today's video is eyeshadow palettes. I'm thinking about possibly doing a ranking the like 10 or 15 oldest makeup palettes in my collection, so stay tuned for that. But let's start with what I believe to be the oldest makeup product in my collection, and I believe this is one of the oldest products in my collection when I first filmed this video, but I'm actually so embarrassed by this. This is MAC's Matte Diva, and actually I'm like, okay, maybe I did purchase this in 2017. For some reason I was thinking this was D for Danger, which I purchased probably in like 2013, 2012, but actually maybe this one, maybe Diva may have been like 2016, 2017. Regardless, it is still well over 5 years old. 2018 would mark when we start to move into like, it's only 5 years old. Now, I can't really smell that well right now, but I believe this still smells just fine. There's not even like, you know how sometimes lipsticks will get like the condensation marks or whatever on the side? There's not even that. However, I never reach for a shade like this. I will say my daughter loves to reach for some reason she always gravitates towards the MAC lipstick tubes. Maybe they just look like a classic lipstick, but she loves the shade. I would like to try and get some use out of this in the fall time though this year, but I believe that is my actual oldest makeup product in my collection. The second oldest product in my collection would be my Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and this is either 2015, I'm pretty sure this is a 2015 makeup product. I have written down 2016, but I'm almost certain that this is a 2015 makeup product because that is when I really started to get into YouTube, and I feel like I remember hauling this in 2015. I didn't start tracking my makeup like when my makeup was coming into my life. I didn't start tracking it seriously until like 2019, 2020 time. So there's some of these products I'm like guessing just a little bit, but I do have a small pan in this. I actually do have a makeup declutter series coming very shortly. I'm going to do 7 days of declutters, and I wanted to film this video before posting that because some of these products you may end up seeing decluttered. If that series is either starting tomorrow or in just a couple days, so keep your eye out for that. But I am actually considering decluttering Mary Lou just because I don't see myself actually getting through this product, and I feel like this is not my favorite highlight in my collection. If I want to reach for a highlight similar to this, the first one that would pop into my mind personally would be like the Vesca Beauty highlight that I own. And I feel like this lingering in my collection kind of pulls me away from using the Vesca Beauty highlight. And if this wasn't in my collection making me feel like I should use it because it's in my collection, then I could just use the Vesca Beauty highlight every single time I feel like reaching for a highlight similar to this shade. And then maybe I could actually finish up the Vesca Beauty highlight. So I'm trying to like retrain my brain to kind of think that way, and to not just keep things because they have a pan or keep things just to keep them. So keep an eye out for the Declutter series, but this is my second oldest product in my collection. Then we move on to, oh shoot, I can't remember. Well, for sure this one. We're gonna go with this. It is embarrassing that I have so many old lip products in my collection because, like, girl, those are cream products. Like, they definitely have an expiration. But I have the Too Faced Naked Dolly. I'm pretty sure I purchased this in 2016. And I haven't filmed my lip product declutter yet. I cannot get myself to declutter this. I don't know if I will this time around, but there is something about the pale pink concealer lips of this product that I just cannot get myself to let go of. And again, I can't really smell this one, but this one has like no condensation marks, no nothing. So like I can't justifiably just get rid of it when it doesn't appear that there's anything wrong with it, unless I decide that this shade is just not for me. But this is an old one. This I recently found when I cleaned my car out again. I found this floating around under the driver's seat with a bunch of probably moldy French fries, just some really nasty things. But it was enclosed in the case, so why would I not use it? This is the Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shine lip gloss. When did these release? Was it like 2017, 2018? It couldn't have been beyond that. I have so much windowing. I'm so close to being done with this. This was in the shade Fireball. I really did love this shade, and I will say, as I've started to use this again since finding it, I'm like, I really do. I wonder if I can put a little on right now. I really do like this. I'm almost done. I need to take the stopper out of this like after filming this because I feel like this could be an empty so soon. This still has that same like almost like vanilla minty sort of scent that I remember it having when I purchased this. But who remembers these? Do they even make these anymore? Like, do they even make these? I honestly have no idea. But I really did love this one. I will say this would not be my favorite like lip gloss this day and age. Like, I wouldn't go out and purchase this if they were still available. I wouldn't go out and purchase this again. But this was like one of my only glosses at the time, before I was like a gloss girly. All right, I have no idea about this one, but I feel like this has been in my collection since like 2016. This is a little NARS lipstick in the shade To Lead. Possibly, yeah, 2016 would be my best guess. Again, nothing about this makes it look like it has gone off. I'm sure I got this free gift with purchase with something. There it is, swatched right there. Not my everyday sort of lipstick shade, but there is something in me that just cannot get me to declutter a NARS lipstick. Again, I have not yet filmed my declutter. Potentially I will. I would like to like put this on and see, because I feel like this would be really beautiful on the lips. I do not reach for a lipstick barely at all. So that should like tell you, girl, maybe we can declutter some. Anyway, that is very old. My Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. This possibly could be, I don't think 2015. This may be 2016, 2017. I would have to go back, 2016 I feel like. This was my first Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. I was gonna say, I can't smell it all. This is definitely getting very old and probably needing to be decluttered at the end of this year, alongside many of my other Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. It's just so hard. These are like the last remaining liquid lipsticks in my collection. I have not many liquid lipsticks left, but I absolutely love this formula. This is such a beautiful shade, and I really do need to get more use out of it. I have finished one Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in my lifetime. I would love to finish another one or two, but do you guys remember? I remember when the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks, oh, they were so popular. Was it the shade Stone that was like that like grayish corpsey sort of shade? That was just so popular. But these were 50% off during one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I purchased so many of them, but this one was in my collection before then. I'm pretty sure this is a 2016. meaning that that's like 8 years old. Okay, this I believe 2017, I think, for my Persona liquid lipstick in the shade OG. I believe I purchased OG before Holy Grail, and I believe I purchased this before Holy Grail by like at least a year. I didn't pull out Holy Grail, but I guess if I purchased this in 2017, maybe then Holy Grail was 2018, 2019, whatever. Anyway, the Persona liquid lipstick's also very old in my collection, but also one of the more comfortable liquid lipstick formulas, so I have kept them around. This one, again, gives me no indication that this has gone off. When I could smell, I have smelled these recently, and there's nothing about it that's like making me feel like it's going off. I just never reach for a lipstick or a liquid lipstick, so we either need to declutter them or start using them. One or the other. All right, we're gonna keep going with, oh, I forgot about this. We're gonna keep going with lipsticks. My Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Pickled Ginger. This is definitely 2015. I remember this being like one of the first things when I was getting into makeup that I hauled. In fact, I'm pretty sure my first video on my channel was a haul, and I'm pretty sure this was in there. Please don't go watch it. This, okay, Bite Beauty, they say is food grade, so therefore it goes bad even more quickly. And obviously Bite Beauty isn't even a brand anymore, but maybe there's like a little bit of those condensation marks on here, but it's still like very creamy, and it's obviously a very bright, vibrant color, and just not something that I personally am reaching for. In fact, it leans more like pinky orange rather than like a true orange. I want to swatch this next to Bite Beauty Orange Fizz. Oh yeah, Orange Fizz is definitely more orange leaning. I feel like I should reach for Pickled Ginger like a couple times this summer, and then I feel like it really would be time to declutter Pickled Ginger. I'm just never reaching for a shade like this, and while I feel like my fantasy self would want me to do like a really bold lip like this, I feel like if I'm going for a bold lip, I would rather go for something that is more orange leaning rather than like, it feels like this is like a bright fuchsia pink, and pinks are just like not my thing. So I feel like maybe I use this 1 or 2 times and then we finally say goodbye to this, because at this point this will be 10 years old next year. I feel like that is unacceptable. I also am quite unsure when the YSL Tatouage lip stain came into my life, but I'm almost certain that this came into my life in 2017. This little mini I'm currently trying to pan, and I've been trying to pan this for what feels like so long. It's the product that just will not end. I will say I do believe you can still get this product in a full size, and I think this is an absolutely beautiful lip stain, and I really enjoy the formula. I like this shade quite a bit. This is something I would consider purchasing in the full size, but this product specifically I believe is 8 to 9 years old. All right, I think this is my last cream product slash liquid product before we get into powders, which feels a little bit more justifiable. But I have my Becca Beauty Glow Gloss in collaboration with Chrissy Teigen. I believe I purchased this maybe 2018 and maybe 2019. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Maybe this is not quite even 5 years old. Regardless, this is an old product. Becca hasn't been a brand for a while, and I also own the liquid crystal lip toppers. So these are old glosses in my collection that really do need to be moved out of my collection. All right, let's move into powder products that are old. So I have my Becca Flower Child blush. I believe I purchased this in 2017, and I have a couple other shades from the Becca blush line, Songbird and Wild Honey, that I also purchased in 2016. I just pulled this one out specifically. This was the first one that I did purchase, and then I went on to purchase more Becca blushes. I actually am considering decluttering Flower Child. I don't know though. I'm considering it. I'm considering. But I would keep Songbird and the other one, Wild something, whatever. I don't know that I can get myself to, but this is so similar to like NARS Orgasm, which I have 10 times over in my NARS palettes, and they aren't quite as old as this one, that I just don't know if I need this in my collection any longer. You guys weigh in the comments. Should I declutter Flower Child? I want to know. I believe this highlighter, my Makeup Forever highlight, is from 2015. If not, it's 2016. So very, very old. This is another one I am definitely considering decluttering. It is a really, really beautiful pink, but it is such a stark, icy pink that it just reads extremely metallic, which would have been extremely popular around 2015, 2016. But I just don't know that this is like the most flattering highlight for me anymore. I remember Jaclyn Hill recommending this, and I instantly went out to purchase this product. It has gotten love out of me in its lifetime. This is something I said will self-destruct if I don't use it 50 times this year, but I honestly might be ready to declutter it regardless. So I have that, and then I also have my Dior Forever Nude Air 2 Luminizer. This is in the shade 2. Really beautiful, again, kind of icy pink, but I like this one a little bit more than this one. I remember purchasing this, I think 2016 is when I purchased this, maybe 2017, but I remember like I would always walk by the Dior display at our Sephora. I literally can I can see myself at the display the day that I purchased this, and at the time I think this was like $56, and I was like, I could never, like I absolutely could never spend $56 on a highlight. I probably should never have. I should never have, but eventually I did, and this was like my most prized possession. I absolutely loved this, and I think I also just could not believe that I spent so much money on a highlight that I felt like I had to use it at all times, but I still haven't hit a pan on this. This is something that I don't see myself decluttering just because I do really love this, and this I feel like just holds like a special nostalgic place in my heart because, again, I literally vividly remember, like I can see a movie playing out in my mind right now of me purchasing this, so that's old. The Marc Jacobs Tantastic, I had written down when this, yeah, 2018. Okay, this is only 5 years old, but I also vividly remember ordering this. I was so incredibly sick the day before this launched. I remember laying on our couch, like in our old home, and like waking up from my slumber of being just so sick and like kind of like not knowing where I was, hoping that I wasn't gonna throw up, and then like an alarm bell ringing in my mind that this was releasing and I needed to go order it immediately, because I remember when this first launched, everybody bought it, and it was limited edition when it first launched, and then like you couldn't get it anymore. And I remember seeing it in store and almost purchasing it, and then I didn't, and then I could not get it anymore, and I regretted it so much that I thought that when it re-released I wasn't going to be able to get my hands on it. So there I am, like sick, about to like roll over and barf into a barf bucket, like logging onto Sephora and ordering this immediately. I have a very large pan in this, but it's still going strong. Still going strong after 5 years. So that is an old one. This NARS Sun Wash Bronzer is even older. This one is 2017. I purchased in 2017, so this is 1 year older than my Marc Jacobs. This is 6 years old. I did drop this, so I have like a pan up here only from dropping it. This is the bronzer that just is like, I have used this a ton, and it literally looks like I have not used this bronzer at all. This is, if I didn't say, the sun washed version, so it's a little bit more sheer and not quite as pigmented, and I just think it's a really beautiful formula. I cannot get myself to declutter it. Even after all these years, I still love it, and even after being in my collection for 6 years, I wouldn't even be close to a pan except for this. So there's that. ABHM Reezy, this is 5 years old at this point in time. Can you even believe it? What a beautiful highlight. I still love this product to this day. It is definitely a little bit more intense than I typically prefer in my highlights these days, but I still get excited to reach for this from time to time. I feel like this is one of those products also that's just nostalgic, just because I remember buying this. I remember the hype around this, and this has just always felt like a special product in my collection. So that is another very old one. Also, I have this Urban Decay Space Cowboy eyeshadow in the old packaging. I think I purchased this in like 2017, so this is extremely old as well. I don't know why I can't get myself to declutter it, even though I never reach for it. It is just this really beautiful sparkly lid topper, and I really should make more of a concerted effort to actually reach for this and use this product. It just looks like wet rain. Why am I not using this? Very old, but it still feels so like glossy and smooth to the touch, so it's not even like getting hot. It's perfect, perfectly fine after all these years. Then I just have a couple of face palettes to finish up. So the ABH Sun Dipped Glow Kit, I actually depotted 2 from the Sun Dipped Glow Kit, and then 1 I believe from the like Sugar something. 2017 was when Sun Dip released, and I believe I purchased a Sun Dip Glow Kit in 2017. I can't remember specifically what shades I pulled out of the Glow Kit. Tourmaline, I feel like, was one of them. Oh yeah, it says, okay. Tourmaline is one of them. And that was, oh, it just says Glow Kit, but I know that was the Sun Dipped. And then I also have Starburst, which I believe was out of that like sugar one. I like never reach for these, you guys. I don't, like, I'm like, do I need to keep them? Like, Tourmaline is, oh, and that one, Tourmaline still feels so smooth. There's Tourmaline right there. Obviously very intense and definitely more than like what I typically go for these days. But okay, if I'm gonna keep these, I should use them. And then I also have Taffy, which I don't remember what Taffy was out of. Was that out of the Sun Dipped? Ooh, Taffy is really beautiful. Maybe for like a, almost like a blush topper. That might be a little bit too deep for my skin tone, but it kind of almost has like an orangey coral sort of finish. So it might be a really beautiful blush topper. And actually, as I was pulling that, I just remembered, do I still have, I feel like this was like 2016, 2017. This comes in and out of my life so frequently. Like I literally cannot get myself to declutter this. Like I feel like I'll declutter it and then reclutter it and then declutter it and then reclutter it. Like girl, just, you could just like keep this in your collection as like a retired product. That's basically what it is, a glorified retired product. But this is the ABH Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I remember just being so excited about this. Nicole Guerrero and Jaclyn Hill were the first two YouTubers that I started watching, and she came out with this glow kit in collaboration with them like around the time of like what I feel like was ABH's peak. So this just actually holds a special place in my heart and I should never get rid of that. All right, and then I have the Lorac Shine Bright Face Palette. This, I couldn't figure out exactly if this was a 2017 or 2018, but this has been in my collection a long time. And I'm excited because I have grown an appreciation for face palettes over the last couple of years that I did not have when I first purchased a lot of these face palettes. So I really need to make more of an effort. I feel like I've favored some of my face palettes, but I really should try and cycle through them more, because looking at this face palette, I'm like, these three shades right here look like pure perfection, especially as we get towards like the fall months. I feel like these are like the most beautiful neutral fall blushes, and that is just like my vibe. I love a neutral blush, so I'm very happy that over the years I have not decluttered this and I still have this one in my collection, and there's really nothing wrong with the palette. Okay, then I have my Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl palette, and I believe that this one released in 2017. Even though I could swear I've owned this for longer, I do have a Laura Geller highlight that I've recluttered in my collection that I am going to declutter again. That is like either 2016, 2017, but regardless, this is extremely old in my collection. And actually, I feel like I decluttered and recluttered this. I really love Gilded Honey was like the most popular highlight shade back in the day, alongside like Mary Lou. But I really love this palette for Peach Glow. I feel like this is the highlight that made me fall in love with pink highlights, and I still enjoy reaching for this palette from time to time, so I can't get myself to declutter it. I love just the beautiful baked formula, and I'm honestly happy that I still have that in my collection. And then the final oldest product that I have to share with you guys is my Becca Après-Ski Glow palette, and I believe this launched in 2017, so at this point it is 6 years old, or will be kind of this holiday season. This again was kind of at Becca's peak popularity. I really loved Becca as a brand back then, and I will say I'm very happy to have this face palette in my collection, because Rose Glow, is it Rose Glow or Rose Quartz? Rose Quartz is one of my favorite highlights in my entire collection. It is the only highlight I have ever finished to completion, and now I have still a very large pan of Rose Quartz still in my collection. I don't get the most use out of the rest of the shades. The bronzer I really have tried to use, and I should try and pan the bronzer. I don't know if I want to commit to like a pan that face palette, but if I ever were to do a pan that face palette, I feel like this is the palette that I should focus on, because I feel like I could easily use the bronzer up, and then obviously Becca Rose Quartz I would have no issue using, but this is also a very old face palette in my collection. And those are the majority. I'm sure I'm missing a product here or there, but those are the majority of the makeup items in my collection that are 5+ years old. I would love to know in the comments below, what are some of your oldest makeup products in your collection? What year did you purchase them? How old is your oldest product? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel, as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.